time bubble by other time travelers and told that they themselves were unique, that they had no variance across the multiverse, and that their presence in the future could perhaps be the turning point in saving the entire multiverse. They woke to find themselves in modern day New York City, but not the modern day New York City of their Earth, the modern day New York City of Earth 616. They were introduced to Nick Fury. They were given a headquarters and a home on 4 Yancey Street, formerly owned by Ben Grimm, now loaned to them. And they were set up to assist the heroes of New York City. It took a couple of weeks before things went sideways. Members of the Wrecking Crew had started attacking Hell's Kitchen, attacking the infrastructure and police stations, the fire stations, in an effort to destabilize the area. Members of the Federal Emergency Aid and Response units, who are agencies supposedly under the Office of Emergency Management, were rolled in and declared martial law, containing Hell's Kitchen in its entirety and telling the heroes to stand down. Of course, they thought that that seemed a little fishy, and when they pressed a little harder, Commander Siobhan admitted that she was in fact a Hydra agent from Earth 56438, and all hell broke loose on our heroes as they were attacked by agents of the Supremacy, a group of Hydra superheroes from Earth 56438. They were holding their own, but only to hear that the portal at the convention center had opened and legions of Hydra troops were pouring through. When push came to shove, it was obvious that they could not hold the line, that they didn't have enough intelligence or resources to stop this incursion, and they were ordered to retreat and pull back so that Nick Fury and other agents and other heroes could determine what is going on and what they needed to do to stop this incursion. And that's what our heroes did. And that's where we left off. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through, we're going to get an introduction to our heroes. We're going to finish ranking our heroes up, those who have not finished, because they went from rank 2 in the last adventure to rank 3 as they start the New York State of Mind. So when you're introducing yourself, give us a little bit of your backstory. Tell us how your hero looks different in rank 3. And if you're still working on your hero, let's finish him off before we get started. So we're going to start with Dan P. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your character?
Good evening, all. I am Dan, and I am playing the Eldritch Knight, the Lancelot of legend. He is very old at this point, immortal by the fact that he has a amulet in his chest that has Morgan Le Fay in it, the evil dark sorceress, and he's cursed basically to live forever, keeping her locked up. My level up looks very much just kind of improving on his current sort of stats. We took a lot more of the combat powers now, so he's got a bit more bite with his sword. And then he's increased his melee defense, which, because of brawling talent, also affects his agility defense as well, which is great because I have no agility otherwise. And also he has continued to increase his resilience because he likes to be the tank of the group. And then he has one more power, which will be revealed at a moment when it suits the narrative of the game. So I look forward to showing that off because I'm sure it's probably going to come up sooner rather than later if we're going into big bad baddies. And that is the Eldritch Knight.
I love it. Other Dan, tell
Good
us about
evening.
your guy.
Good evening, everybody. I am Other Dan, and I am playing the Lord John Mulberry II, Marquess of Needham and Dolby, Earl of Croy, Baronet of Bricey, Lieutenant of His Majesty's Royal Navy, scientist, philanthropist, and hero, Professor Kronos. Having gained a little bit more experience in this modern, fantastical, technological place that we now live in New York. He's looking rather Victorian in his dress sense, with a white shirt, bow tie, bowler hat, nice coat, puffing on a pipe, and looking the English gentleman.
I love it. And how did you change from rank 2 to 3?
I've increased mainly powers from what I remember. More stuff around time travel. I can time travel together. I can teleport blind, which means I don't need to see where I'm going. I can teleport objects, which I'm gonna have lots of fun with. And a couple of other things as well. But yeah, those are the main ones.
Wonderful. And Stu, tell us about Lodestar.
Hi, I'm Stu, and I'm playing a Lodestar, who is an alien psychic. She's mainly telekinetic, and she is Krylorian. She was a Krylorian navigator or astrogator in one of their psychic warships. And she fell to Earth, in obviously different Earth, and has come through the portal with everybody else. We have, when it comes to upgrading her, if that's the right word, then what I looked at was sort of improving her telekinesis. So she's now got something where she can actually grab people with it, and give them a bit of a wrestle, all at arm's length, which is always good for a psychic with absolutely no melee ability whatsoever. And she's suddenly got a lot smarter as well. Definitely, I guess all that stuff that was put into her head with those with that machine to and definitely improved her ability to think logically. And last but not least, she can also now create a telekinetic barrier, which should help to protect the whole party. So that situation we had where we just seemed to fall apart under great pressure. Hopefully, we can avoid this time.
Wonderful, wonderful. Roger.
Hi, I'm Roger, and I'm playing Sherwood. And since level 2, I have got more agile, a bit more resilient, and a bit more vigilant. I have gained some powers. My accuracy is even better. I've gone up to accuracy 3. I've now got sturdy 1 as getting repeatedly beaten into the ground. It's kind of toughened him up a bit. I've taken slow motion dodge because that just sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I took snap shooting because I thought I should probably take some kind of shooting power.
I like it.
And I have combat reflexes as my trait.
Wonderful. And Jim, how's Kingdom Quake looking?
Yeah, he's looking a little bit more focused, little more bulkier. He seems to have grown a little bit. So I've upped my melee and resilience because I'm into reading books, and and I've gone up to Mighty 3, and I've took ground shaking stomp.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, crushing grip and banging heads. And as a trait, I've took fearless.
Wonderful. So Kingdom Quake is truly coming into his own, super strong, skull crushing, Marvel, Hulk thing, etc. Level of power. I love it. All right, so as I mentioned, after last session, you guys pulled back and you found yourself at 4 Yancey Street, waiting to hear more. The air raid sirens are going off all over New York City, and all of the cell phones that you have are blowing up with emergency notifications to evacuate the city if possible. If you're in certain boroughs, to shelter in place, do not go outside, that help is on the way. However, none of the emergency announcements actually say who is going to be doing the help or how it's getting to you. But there's chaos in the streets and there's a lot of fear. in and around. But you're in sort of a calm bubble back at your headquarters, and you get a notification. You hear through the internal speaker systems within the building. Shield VTOL jet approaching helipad, over and over again. And then you hear Nick Fury break through on your comms. Y'all mind meeting me on the roof? We got some things we need to discuss.
This place has a helipad? Maybe I should have had that thing downloaded into my brain.
Have you got stairs, or do we just make our own way?
There is an elevator, and there are stairs, so probably don't need to jump through the ceiling or anything.
Okay.
I'll be up,
Given-
thanks, cup of
Given
tea
that
in
poor
hand.
Yancey belongs to the thing, I think it can accommodate.
Absolutely,
Got
absolutely,
our big man.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So as you make your way up to
Climb
the
those
roof,
stairs.
you see a small jet settling on the helipad. Engines cut off, and you see the familiar features of Nick Fury Jr. as he comes out. And you see he's actually accompanied by a handful of specialists, tech-looking people. You don't see any heroes, but they're carrying a lot of equipment with them. And he's directing them to take it downstairs. He comes over to you guys like, I want to thank you all for coming together here. I know this isn't your world, but this is your fight now, and we've got some things that we need to discuss. The situation obviously deteriorated rapidly. Nobody could possibly anticipate that they were going to be able to open such a large portal or hold it open as long as they did. From what we can tell, troops are still flowing through it. I've got drones in the air, and I've got spy-link satellites that are locking down images and information. But what we know so far is that they're continuing to pour out of the convention center. They've locked Hell's Kitchen down completely. We're intercepting NSA, Shield, Sword, Saber, other international organizations are intercepting and attempting to stop Hydra technical specialists who are trying to hack into virtually every database on the planet. They're getting local and national, international databases. They're targeting strategic and tactical information on U.S. armed forces and reserves, as well as some of our allies. They're also streaming through data on intelligence for local heroes, particularly heroes in and around New York who may attempt to interfere with their plans. And then last, they are doing deep dive research through NASA and SWORD and a few of the other agencies looking for information on cosmic powered beings and cosmic energy. Now, obviously, all of that is concerning. But we cannot allow them to continue their schemes unmolested.
Have
How are they
you
doing all these searches?
any ideas why they might be looking for cosmic energy in particular?
No, we don't. And that's, I mean, the tech guys are going to start pouring through information, but that's part of what I hope you're going to be able to help us find out. I mean, in addition to the armed forces they've got pouring out of their tanks, armored helicopters, power armored Hydra forces, they also have superpower beings, a lot of which look very similar to their counterparts in this world, except for they're all wearing some sort of Hydra uniform. But they've come out. We've confirmed that they call themselves the Supremacy. They seem to be some sort of special forces from Earth 56438. We don't know more, but we don't know how many of them have come in. But the other strange thing is they're setting up monuments, massive monuments around the city. They put the first one right outside of the convention center. And they look like statues, something you might see out of the old Third Reich propaganda statues. It's just a brutalist piece of art. But when we take closer energy readings, they seem to be emitting some sort of force field, a very powerful force field. So we're trying to figure out what the purpose of these monuments actually are. They've got, like I said, one in front of the convention center. They're moving and mobilizing using these heavy lift helicopters. They're transporting other monuments to other parts of the city. So we need to know what that's all about. But I should say it's a long-term goal, but it's not. They're all short-term goals. We need answers on all of this. But the bigger concern that I've got right now is the Baxter building. Fantastic Four's headquarters. Nobody knows where the Fantastic Four are at the moment. The building's artificial intelligence turned back and stopped an attack on it earlier today. But our intelligence indicates that Hydra has launched another attack on the building. We cannot allow them to take control of the Baxter building. It is the things that Richards has hidden in that building are terrifying. I mean, the information he has, he's got the nega bands in there. He's got information on the cosmic cube. By God, he's got a gate to the negative realm. I mean, if he wasn't on our side, I would say he was a madman. But whatever the case, we cannot allow these Hydra forces to take control of the Baxter building. What I need you to do is get to the building and stop them from reaching and taking control of it. I know it's a lot to ask. I know you're tired, but we don't have a lot of time. Can you take care of this?
Of course. You can rely on us.
All right, well, I'm glad to hear it. I've got other heroes who are hitting other areas of the city trying to find out information. Luke Cage and Iron Man are looking into some areas down around Harlem. I've got Cloak and Dagger in the area too, Daredevil. Everybody is mobilized. This is going to be our central headquarters. I'm going to coordinate all efforts out of Yancey Street. So comms back with me. If you need backup, let me know. If others need backup, I may pull on you to provide that support. First and foremost, get to the Baxter building. Stop them from taking control over it. Make sure it is sealed down completely.
Can we borrow your jet thing?
Absolutely. Do you have a pilot or do you need a pilot?
Lodestar, you got this, right?
Yes, no problem at all.
Will the building recognize us as friends?
I might be able to help with that as well.
You should be loaded into the system. I mean, you're part of the Fantastic Four Corporation as an LLC under them. I mean, I think that Jen Walters, when she set up everything, set you up as associates of the Fantastic Four, so the building's AI should recognize you.
Let's find out.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go get on this.
Good luck and good hunting.
You Earthers have made quite a situation with this building.
It's I mean, Reed Richards is a genius, probably the smartest man on the planet. I mean,
we got
Sounds
Professor
like Richards needs smashing.
Well, no, he's one of the good guys. He just gets himself involved in some weird tech sometimes.
Yeah,
that's a lot of risk, but I mean, he's used that technology to keep the planet safe time and time again. So as much as I hate to admit it, it's better in his hands than in other hands. If he was here, I don't think we'd have. What was that?
Destroyed. We had people like him back where I'm from. They destroyed my planet with their good goals and honourable reasons.
Well, that sounds like a moral debate for another time. I think we should get on with our objective.
All aboard, gentlemen.
All right, good luck, gentlemen.
I'll just perch on the edge of the I'm assuming they've got like a seat that you can just sit on the edge of, like a helicopter does.
Like a skid.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
you know, like in the slide doors.
Is
and
it
everything.
not closer
Yeah.
to a Quinjet? I'm assuming.
yeah. Imagine a smaller
All right.
Quinjet.
I'll
So yeah,
just-
you.
I'll just
It
sit on
definitely
the
is.
back drinking my tea.
It's got a back door, but it's also got side panels. You could open up and sit on the side.
Oh,
Uh,
smashing. That's what I
all right, I like it.
I'll take her up.
All right, Lodestar. Let's just have a basic piloting check, difficulty 12. Let's get a roll under our belt here.
And we
Sorry,
crash and
triple
die.
ones and we just crash.
Got a 13. So you manage. So I mean, it's a little unfamiliar, but once you understand how the VTOL engines work, you're able to lift off, hover momentarily, then engage the primary thrust jets and take off, heading towards the Baxter building. Is there
I'm
anything you
also-
guys? Yes.
Sorry, I've got machine empathy as well, so I will connect with the onboard computer so that I can quickly learn what it's all about, how it flies.
Right. Talk to us about machine empathy. What's the required role to interact with it? Is it
So
logic?
machine telepathy. If there is some form of security or machine, puts up defense or whatever, then yes, it's a logic check.
Okay, yeah. So just give me a logic check. It's just going to be a difficulty of 10 because you've been given authorization. I just want to see how quickly you link up with the jet to see how it.
I've got gearhead and piloting as well. So I suppose the gearhead would be more appropriate on this one, which gives me an edge.
Go ahead and take 2 edges because you're an expert pilot as well. So you have 2 edges on this roll.
Oh, the edge appears to be struggling to work.
The edge wasn't working earlier on roll 20, so you might have to just roll a d6, which is the dice symbol in the top left corner of your roll 20.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I've got it. Yeah, can see it. So in fact,
But you've already rolled a
2d6,
19.
isn't it?
Yeah, I mean you're good. You got a 19. So
yeah. So
but,
I mean,
yes.
yeah. To be fair, yeah, it's high.
25. If
25,
you were trying to
there you
replace the
go.
one.
So
She's pretty smart.
Yeah. You quickly link up with it. It's got a rudimentary, not even an artificial intelligence. It's got its operating system is very sophisticated though. You're linked into the navigation system fairly easily. The stealth capabilities of the jet. It's a small jet. It's mainly for transportation. It doesn't have any weaponry on board though, but you have total control over it. It's fairly easy for somebody with your sophisticated piloting skills to fly. I do want to make a real quick note to everybody watching us. Roll 20 has been having its difficulties today, shall we say? So there may be some moments where we are scrambling to break out real dice or something along those lines. We'll see how it goes.
I've got my pack just here, just in case. You never know.
Just in case, you never know. So the jet flies off. As you starting to fly over New York City, you are seeing these Hydra forces deploying throughout the city. You're seeing people, normal citizens, fighting in the street against these Hydra agents. In the distance, you see strangely configured helicopters flying across the city. Your city, well, your adopted city, has been invaded. In fact, invaded by people from your original Earth, who after World War II fell to the machinations of Hydra. But you're here to set it right. And as you guys get closer to the Baxter building, you see this large blue and white skyscraper with a giant 4 on the side. But coming around, flying around it on either side are 2 attack helicopters, and they are moving into position to attack you. And you hear crackling over the radio of your jet. This is Arnim, Zola. Break off your approach to the Baxter building or you will be fired upon.
What's the cloud cover like, Aaron?
It's a pretty sunny day.
Oh, damn it.
How far away are these helicopters from us?
I mean, they're probably about 2 city blocks, but they're moving into attack range. And they're sort of flanking around either side of you. You also see, now that you're getting a little closer, you can see on the roof of the Baxter building a group of people. They're still too small to really make out, but they're milling around. It looks like an access point to the observatory, which is in the middle of the roof.
Kronos, good man. Can you get one of us on board one of those helicopters?
I certainly can.
Righto. And Eldritch Knight's armor goes.
I love
When
it.
you're
Okay.
ready. When you're ready, Kronos.
So this is going to be our first teleport other situation. So talk to us about you teleporting yourself and somebody else somewhere.
I'm just looking here. No, I don't have teleport other.
You got teleport object.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that
No.
no.
It's a good idea.
It was a good idea, boy, but no.
Does
Put
the
it on
object
the
have a
back burner.
specification that you can't teleport a human?
Yes, because there's another power.
Yeah, there's teleport other. And there's no. Sorry.
Such a good idea.
I've got plan B. I'm going to try and telepathically link with the helicopter, or one of them at least, and see if I can't dump its missiles. You know, eject all ammunition.
All right, this is going to be interesting. So,
Or just
let's
turn off
go
its
ahead.
computer. That would just
Turn off the computer. Yeah, that's probably better. Yeah.
Turn their engines off.
Yeah.
given how reliant modern weapons are on computers.
Put the rotor brake on.
So you're going to use your machine telepathy to attempt to interact with the helicopter.
Sophisticated defense computer.
I like it. I like it. Okay, so what's it look like when you reach out with your mind to try to?
So, well, basically, as we're flying along, they can see that my eyes glow brightly yellow, and it's a classic comic star with a big flash coming from the eyes, and so there's no sort of visual other beyond that, and then whatever happens to the helicopter does happen.
Okay, let's have that logic roll. Difficulty 13. All right. With the 24, you're able to link up and you begin to shut down the helicopter.
Yeah. Nice.
Man, that was a horrible roll. How am I going to edge that? Oh, that's right. Edge is not working. And no better. Okay, so you shut down the engines, the computer in that helicopter, and it begins to sputter and begins to fall out of the sky. At the same time, you feel someone attempt to invade the computer of your plane and attempt to knock it out, but they were unsuccessful this time. They weren't able to get past the plane's firewalls. At this point, we're going to go ahead, and if Roll20 cooperates, we're going to roll some.
I don't believe you've given me a battle of wits, Aaron.
That is if I can. All right, hey, it opened finally. All right, let's go ahead and is that your new initiative, guys? No, I got to clear that.
As I say, there's nothing in my turn order thing that just come up, and I can't see anything at the moment. It's a blank screen, so I don't have a token to select.
Okay, let me see if so you guys are looking at nothing.
Yeah, we've just got black screens.
I don't know if it's the same for everybody, but it's
same for me.
All right, let me see what I can do here.
Good job, Roll20.
It is
one job.
Can't you use your machine empathy and make roll 20 work, Stu?
Yeah, I'll do my best. I connect to the servers. Geez, it would be a handy.
Okay.
When I was reading it today, reading it up, it's a very handy power, actually.
It would save you having to turn it off and on again a lot.
Well,
Can you get-
exactly. Yeah.
And I'm assuming you guys still cannot see anything.
Nope.
All right. I'm going to roll initiative for you, and I'll tell you what it is. How's that?
Oh, my initiative's come up.
I can roll it, but I haven't got a token to select.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and take care of it, guys.
All right.
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so just go ahead and roll yours now, and
Edge that free.
I'll roll theirs.
Oh, lovely jubbly.
Oh, I can't see who's rolled what.
I'll tell you guys in a minute. Let me just...
Oh, I did. Okay, so I'm going to edge one of those 3s.
So I'm actually on 20 now then.
No, it didn't change. 15, but I did get a marvel on the marvel dice.
Excellent. So you're acting in the bonus round.
Surprise!
Uh, Apologize for everybody, but this is just losing its freaking mind. All right, we're going to go with what we're going with. It's kind of locking up in a bad way for me at the moment. So we're going to see how far we can get with this.
Can't see Jim on the tracker at the moment. Have you rolled initiative, Jim?
Nope. Let me open his character sheet and I'll do it.
Yeah.
If I
So where am I?
None of us are on the screen, so.
All right. So
Yeah,
I've been
just
looking
roll.
for the character. So just roll initiative. Yeah.
Yeah.
just go ahead and roll initiative. I'll tell you what the orders are.
We are appearing on the tracker.
Yep. So we're leading off with the Eldridge Knight. You are in.
Because Roger got Marvel.
Oh, Roger got a Marvel. Sorry. So we are leading off with Sherwood. What would you like to do?
So I'm assuming I can see that other helicopter from where I am.
You can. It's not within bow range, but you can see it.
All right, I will. I'll give them the fingers then.
Excellent. Excellent.
Flying V.
Wonderful.
Sat on the side of the VTOL aircraft, just cup of tea in one hand, giving them the fingers with the other.
You you hear again over the speakers of your aircraft. I said to desist and leave our airspace. You have attacked the sovereignty of Hydra supremacy.
While that's going on, I'm going to be like, sorry, I think you're breaking up. Oh, no. Ah.
I like it. And at that point, missiles streak in at your jet from the helicopter off to the side, slamming into the body of it. But it still seems to be flying okay at the moment. That does take us to the beginning. Your up Eldridge Knight. You're still too far away from the helicopter or the Baxter building to do any direct engagement, probably, but you might be able to. I mean, tell us what you think you'd like to try to do.
How far can Quake throw someone?
Pretty far. He's mighty 3 now, so I mean, he could throw you somebody like a city block or 2.
Boy, how far do you want to be thrown?
Quake, throw me into the helicopter's blades, would you, good sir?
You want to be thrown into the heli blades?
Yep.
All right, so
okay.
we will call this. We'll call this a fastball special. And let's see what we got here for that.
Because I mean, I'm sure technology hasn't changed. Helicopters still need the heli blades to fly.
Absolutely. So the character, so Kingdom Quake will make an agility throw to see if he gets you to the helicopter, and then you'll make a close attack on the helicopter.
I'll turn the plane round so you can open the back door.
Is it just a straight agility roll, or is it an attack roll?
It's an attack roll with your agility. An 11. Do you have any edges for that?
Um,
And remember, you guys have your full karma back. You have 3 karma points each now that you're rank 3.
no, I've just got edge on initiative
All right.
and put both bath ready.
I like it.
Does he not get any bonuses for being mighty 3 for throwing?
I think that just depends
that's
on distance rather than accuracy.
Yeah, that's melee, not agility. So I like it. I think this is fun. So what we see is Kingdom Quake picks up the Eldridge Knight and throws him with incredible strength out of the back of this jet in the general direction of this helicopter.
I am giving it my all because he did ask how far I could throw him. So I am throwing him as hard as far as
We're going to just go over the top of the building. It's fine. Everything's as tough as they come.
You can spend 1 point of karma to re-roll one of those dice, basically to get an edge on it if you want. Karma. And you have 3 points of karma, so you can give it a shot.
Yeah, we'll go for that.
I like it. So I'm assuming you're going to re-roll one of the 3s.
Yeah. So how do I do that?
In the top left corner, you'll see there's a little D20 at the bottom. It says dice.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Click on that and then do a D6. You might as well do the Marvel one as well, because if you get a 1 or a 2,
oh dear.
No, never mind.
Absolutely, yep.
That's fine.
All right. So we see the Eldridge Knight, and it looks, as you fly out of the back of this jet, it looks like you're on course. But the parabolic arc is too high, and you go over the helicopter. And you see them looking up at you with their jaws agape as you soar over the helicopter and keep going. So here's what we're going to do. We technically get into falling damage here, but I'm going to give you a chance. Let's have a difficulty 16 agility check for you to land on the Baxter building.
Is this a defense or just a straight agility roll?
This is a straight agility roll.
Can I help him at all as a reaction with my telekinesis at all?
An 8. An 8.
I mean, agility is not.
Metal man.
Agility is not the Eldridge Knight's strong point.
I love this. So
it's not my strong point either. Yeah.
So does Lodestar are any of your telekinetic powers able to activate on a reaction?
That is a good point.
I've got the book. So let's take a look at them because Roll20 is crafting the bed on the compendium.
Grab is standard. Telekinetic attack is standard.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything? Is there anything like padded on the helicopter where we are, or what? Where the flying thing that we're in?
I mean, not really. It's a standard military helicopter, so there's nothing really that padded in it. I mean, there's probably I mean, there would be parachutes.
I'll
Unfortunately,
grab one and chuck it after him.
okay. Unfortunately, it probably won't get to him before he hits the ground, but that's okay.
It's the thought that counts.
It's the thought that does count. So a parachute flies out after him on a slightly different parabolic arc, but it's.
And I'll shout as I throw it. Catch!
I think the only thing I can possibly do, Aaron, is do a quick telepathic link saying, "I'm terribly sorry."
I think that's fair.
Oh shit!
Okay.
Or
How big is the
dear.
building? Am I going to at least land somewhere through a glass window or something?
I'm going to say this. Give me if you want to spend a point of karma to introduce basically a narrative. It's not really exactly in the rules, so anybody watching this, except that I understand that. But we're going to go ahead and say, because you're a big goddamn hero, right? So spend a point of karma, and then you will hit the roof of the Baxter building, probably the side of the observatory. You're still going to take some damage because it's going to be a pretty hard hit. But you'll be on the roof if you spend a point of karma.
I've spent the point of karma, and what I kind of imagine it's not nothing happens. It's more the fact that he's going, and like there's probably like an aerial sticking out the top of the building, just for like thing,
Mm-hmm.
and somehow that aerial is what he hits. And like snags him and just kind of like throws him onto the top of the roof, and he kind of just like smashes down hard. It's like, that's not what I had in mind.
So let's roll some damage. So this is not the actual damage. I just needed to make a roll to get a Marvel dice on it. So it's 4 times 20. That's not too bad. So 80. Do you have any damage reduction?
Yes, 32.
32. So we'll cut it in half. You take 40 points of damage.
I appreciate taking only 40 points of damage.
As you slam into the side of the observatory, you literally you crater, and this observatory is made of like reinforced, not vibranium, but there's an adamantium mesh in it. And it's got reinforced polycarbonate. So, I mean, you dent it, but you don't actually go through it, which is pretty impressive. But you are on the roof of the Baxter building. But I'm going to say that's your turn. I mean,
yes, that's absolutely fair. That's my turn.
After I see him move, can I use my reaction to cricket clap?
Yes, absolutely. I think that's
Good throw.
completely fair.
All you do is you see like this hand come up with a thumb. Like he's still laying on his back, but there's a thumb in the air.
So I think what happened was, as you were flying over the helicopter, you realized your trajectory was off, and you kind of dipped one of your feet down, smacked one of the blades, and then sort of went into a tumble. But that changed your arc enough that instead of going over the building, you just slammed into the observatory.
Just bringing over the radio. I'm okay, guys.
Bring us to Lodestar. Lodestar, your aircraft is under fire and it is taking damage, significant damage from this other helicopter. You can decide. You can do a standard piloting check to move this offline, or you can take any other action you want. But then as a reaction, you're going to need to make a much more difficult piloting check to keep it in the air.
We are going in, gentlemen, as I turn the ship around and gun it at full power towards the helicopter.
Okay, give me a piloting check. We're going to do piloting against their piloting to see if they can get out of the way. The person who gets the highest total number is going to be the man.
Okay.
Or a woman in this case.
Yeah.
Got a 16 with a Marvel, so that's good. You got a fantastic success.
And I get an
Probably
edge as well for my piloting.
Ooh, I got a 19 with a Marvel. So you do your edge. Let's see how you do.
Let's see what happens. Oh,
You got a 1.
no.
All right. So you angle this VTOL small stealth jet at this helicopter, and you're flying right towards it. And at the last second, you see the pilot in there just kind of smiles at you, and he just kips the helicopter up, and your jet goes straight towards the side of the Baxter building. Give me another piloting check, difficulty 16.
As he's flying around, is there any chance that I can jump out of the flying machine and try and jump through the windscreen of the other one?
It's breaking initiative order, but it's not breaking fun. So I will say yes, you can absolutely make the attempt to jump out of the VTOL at the helicopter as the helicopter floats above your plane.
I take it's a agility attack.
It is an agility attack. This is going to be a difficulty 16 agility attack because you're in a helicopter. 12. Okay, that's it's not. And you don't have any edges. So what this looks like? You guys see Kingdom Quake jump out of the back of the
Can
jet.
I spend a karma?
You can spend a karma. Yes,
I am going to re-roll the one.
I love it. Let's come on.
Give us a
We need a break today.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dice are not really in our favour. However, Stuart did pass his piloting roll.
I did. So at least
That's
we're not
okay.
going into the side of the building.
Oof. Okay.
It is better.
Oh, no.
Okay, so what it looks like is Kingdom Quake jumps out of the back. The helicopter floats up. Your face is right in front of the pilot's face of the helicopter, and he just sort of backs off as you're coming at him, and you fall.
Yeah, helicopters can do that.
He's a tricky pilot, this one, as well, isn't he?
He is a good pilot. He is a good pilot. But you do fall. Fortunately for you, what is your sturdy level?
3.
Okay, so we're gonna. So total damage is 18 times. We're gonna take it down to total damage of 10 because you're sturdy 3 times 20. No, you're going to take 50 points of damage as you fall into the street at the base of the Baxter building, crater through the asphalt, and find yourself down in the sanitary sewer system, right at the base of the Baxter building. So everybody, you see Kingdom Quake jump out and then fall.
Oh,
At the
shit.
same time, you see Lodestar pull hard on this VTOL jet and just flare the VTOL engines, and it kind of skims up the side of the Baxter building as you're
Making it
able
look
to
like I
react
did
to
it.
the quick move.
Yeah, making it look like I did it on purpose, of course.
Absolutely. So now you guys are right adjacent to the Baxter building. Kingdom Quake is in the sanitary sewer. The Eldritch Knight is semi-conscious against the side of the observatory. And Sherwood, you're up.
So are we above the building, or are we kind of next
No,
to it
you're
right now?
you're next to the building now, flying straight up the side of it at a fair clip.
Okay, well, I'm not going to jump out of the helicopter. Sorry, of the jet, because that doesn't
Why
seem to be
not?
going well for us. So what I'm going to... Can I see the other helicopter from where I am?
From where you're at now, I don't think you'd be able to see it because you're going straight up like this, and the helicopter's over here somewhere. So unless you climbed out onto the wing or something, I don't think you would have. Now I will say, like, if you want to kind of angle your body out of the side door, I'll say you can get a shot on it, but it's going to be very difficult.
Okay. Can I try and get on top of the jet so when it kind of reaches the top, I can backflip off?
You can definitely try this maneuver.
Because this has gone so well for us so far.
Exactly.
Now,
Nothing can
Isn't
possibly
it
go wrong.
vertical at the moment? If you go on the
Yeah,
top.
it's vertical. It's vertical.
Yeah, no,
It's
no.
going to be
When, I
rough.
say, when I
Yeah.
say the top, I mean literally.
Oh,
like,
on the nose.
Oh, on the nose. Oh, yeah.
No, not so I'm
Give it a
just
shot.
standing on the back bit, because I'll just drop
So-
straight off.
So you're going to climb out the side, then climb up to the nose of the jet.
Yes, that's
All
the
right.
plan.
Beautiful. Give me a difficulty. Hold on, I got to double check difficulty
Oh.
ratings on this.
Forget
give me-
Spider-Man.
Give me a difficulty 16 agility check. Not an attack, just an agility check.
No, not
Non-combat.
that one.
Yep.
20.
Okay. So Sherwood, proving himself to be the most agile human being alive, probably next to Nightcrawler or Spider-Man, literally spiders his way out and is crouched on the nose cone of this jet as it flies straight up the side of the Baxter building. So that is your action.
I'll just kind of give a little salute to Lodestar as I'm kind of in front of the windscreen.
I'll give him a wink.
I love it. Do you have any reaction that you want to take at this point?
Nothing that I can really use right now.
Okay. At that point, you see, as you're flying up the side, you hear what sounds like small jets firing. And right as the plane crests, right as your plane crests the side of the roof of the Baxter building, you see this armored Hydra agent, very similar to other armored Hydra agents that you faced in the past, uses movement action to fly up, and he is going to open fire on Sherwood because Sherwood is on the nose cone of the plane, and he thinks that's interesting.
Well, at least he's not shooting you, Lodestar.
Well, it's an interesting commando style. One on the nose cone, one on the roof, and one in the sewers.
You can't beat it. I mean, you just
Yeah.
can't beat it.
We're triple entry to the building. It's
Yeah.
fine.
It's all Excalibur's fault. He jumped first and told me it was a good idea.
So
Zulu Alpha, all exits covered.
he does have an edge on this.
I'm going to use my reaction to use
Mhm.
slow motion dodge to give him trouble.
I like it. Okay, so that cancels out his edge, and I'm assuming a 14 does not hit
No.
your defense. So you see him come up, and this energy beam blasts out of his hand.
Ooh,
But
I
you're
think I
too
can use
fast.
I think I can use my other reaction because I've got two.
Mhm.
I think this is the first time I've ever been able to use this. I think I've. Yeah. So, how far away from me is he in spaces?
He's not that far from you. I mean, he's flying up kind
Is
of
he
right
within
next to.
2 spaces?
Not within 2 spaces. No,
Oh,
he's
then
probably within
I
5
can't-
spaces.
I can't use it. Never mind.
Okay. All right, so you're good then? No other
Yeah,
reaction?
no, I haven't got anything else I can do with it.
All right, so he is keeping pace, and you see his second, as you fly up, particularly you, Sherwood, as you look down on the roof, you see another armored Hydra agent standing next to. It's hard to explain. It looks like some sort of cybernetic humanoid with a large chest and some sort of like almost screen for a chest panel and some sort of animated features, but it's hard to tell from the angle. And instead of a head, it looks like a sensor pod or something where its head should be. But that's all you see as you fly past. This brings us to, well, Kingdom Quake already took his turn. So Professor Kronos, you're up.
You jump out of the plane. We can't hear you, Dan.
Yeah, don't teleport, just jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't use your cool teleport ability. Just jump.
Yes, it is all rather a bit of a shit show, and I am going to teleport off the plane onto the roof.
Okay, so that's just a movement action. You're able to easily
Yeah.
do that. And you get a better look at this guy right now. And based on some of the other briefings that you received and the information that was downloaded to you when you were at 4 Yancey Street, you believe that this is Arnim Zola, or a version of Arnim Zola, probably from Earth 56438. A telepath, a machine telepath, a mad mechanical genius who survives in this cybernetic body. Next to him, you see another armored Hydra agent. And then off to the side, you see a couple of other Hydra officers. And it looks like they are not paying any attention to the battle at all. They are attempting to hack their way into the doors of the observatory that is right
so
to
they're not
the
in
east
yet.
of you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like they've got a job, and their job is not dealing with you; it's dealing with getting in. So yeah, but from what you can tell, it doesn't look like they've managed to breach security yet, at least not on the roof.
Okay.
So you've got an action. What would you like to
Hide.
do? Hide?
Hide.
Okay,
Until I
okay.
figure out what I'm going to do with them.
All right. So you kind of slip off into the shadows. I'm not going to make any roll necessary for you because everybody's kind of focused on the jet, and they didn't even really see you teleport down behind them. So that'll take us to Arnim Zola, and he is going to try to do what he tried to do at first, and that is he's going to try to fry your jet. 15, he does have an edge, so I'm going to re-roll that one just to see what we can get here. 15 is enough to succeed, but it does become a 17. So Lodestar, the jet's climbing, it's climbing, it's climbing, and you feel the engines give out.
Right.
Everything just shuts down. It becomes basically a brick. And you hear over the loudspeakers, I warned you. And that brings us around to the second armored Hydra agent, who is cannot get to stay in the turn order tracker, so I'm making him go last. And he simply moves to guard Arnim Zola and takes no other action, so he's acting as his bodyguard. This brings us around to the Eldritch Knight, who is laying up against the side of the observatory. As you are getting to your feet, because this all happens so fast, you see this other armored Hydra agent on the roof turn and look at you. You see a couple of technicians no more than 15 feet away from you. They've got a panel off of the side of the observatory, and it just looks like they're trying to break in. They're trying to jimmy open this door. And you see Arnim Zola, who's currently, it's hard to tell what he's looking at because he doesn't really have a traditional head, but the way his torso is cocked, it appears that he's looking at the plane that you were most recently in as you hear the engines of that plane cut out and you see it start to fall back. What would you like to do?
Well, as much as it would be heroic to engage in the villains to begin with, our mission is to stop them getting in the Baxter building. So I'm going to go promptly remove 2 technicians, and I, feel bad about it, but they're trying to get in the building. So is it like an actual observer, like it's rounded, so kind of slide down to the technicians? I'm guessing, as you said, they were fairly close to me. I've kind of landed on the side of the building where they are rather than where the agent and that is. Yeah.
So I mean, you guys, unfortunately, because Roll20 is causing me some problems, you can't really see it right now, but yes. So Arnim Zola and the armored Hydra agent are close to the edge of the building. The observatory is kind of right in the middle of the Baxter building, and you are sliding down very near the access doors to the observatory, where these 2 technicians are currently, elbows deep in wiring, trying to get through the security system.
I mean, it's unfortunate for them because they're going to get chopped up into little pieces. As much as killing is not the heroic way. So yeah, I'm going to slide down and land right next to them, and I do my common thing of offering them the opportunity to surrender before I kill them. So he kind of drops down next to him. He's like, "Gentlemen, you have a choice. You can surrender or you can die." And he points to his sword.
Let me take a look at their stats and see how they would feel about this. Give me a non-combat melee roll, because I mean you're this armored swordsman who just dropped down on them. I want to see 21. Okay, so the 2 of them immediately pull their arms out, look up at you, let out something that kind of sounds like a squeak or a squeal. You get the slight whiff of urine, and they start crab walking away from you, mildly gibbering, begging, you believe begging through their garbled face pieces not to be killed by your sword.
Wise choice, gentlemen. Wise choice. I suggest you leave. And then he turns and like forms a defensive position in front of the panel because I'm assuming this is the way into the building. And he's like,
so
getting ready for. It's kind of my action there. And then he's just kind of getting ready to see what happens when the agent and Zola notice him standing in front of the door and the technicians have done scarpered.
Yeah. They have definitely scarpered off. They have been removed from the battlefield by your terrifying presence, bringing us around to Lodestar, who is currently piloting a brick as it starts to fall many, many stories down towards the street level.
Yes, which is slightly worrying, of course, if I weren't telekinetic. So I am going to lift the fighter jet with my mind.
Nice. What is your multiplier for your logic?
Multiplier, my logic multiplier. Oh yes, my brilliance. It is 3.
Okay, so you definitely have the mental capacity, the mental strength to lift this jet. So give me a let's call it a telekinetic grab roll.
Okay, so a telekinetic attack roll, effectively, I guess.
Yes. Yep. Okay. Do you have any edges?
Piloting.
Yep, that'll give you an edge. I'll give you an edge for that.
Thank you. We can always spend a karma.
That's true.
Oh, so it's 1 better. That's 14. I think I'm going to spend a karma actually.
Okay.
And get another edge.
All right.
So I'm going to re-roll that 2.
Yep.
And we get a 5.
Okay, so what's it look like as your mind reaches out and you basically grab this plane?
Huge. Yeah, it's not huge, is it? But it's big enough. No. Basically, I think the whole cockpit is probably blazing with yellow light from the strain as she stops it from falling down the side of the building, and then starts to lift it again with a mind. And over the radio, you can hear her making jet noises like this, mainly for Arnim Zola's benefit.
I like it. So you have the plane, you're able to, you grab it with your mind, with your action, you're able to move it as part of your move action. Where do you want it to go?
I think we're going on the roof.
Okay. So that's what we see is we see the plane that was starting to fall backwards, right itself, lift up, hover over the roof, and then drop gently onto the roof of the Baxter building. Is there anything you want to do with any of your reactions?
I haven't, no, other than to unbuckle, I think.
Sherwood, I'm going to say one of your reactions needs to be staying on.
Can it be as it kind of reaches the summit, like backflipping off?
Yes. Yep. Go ahead and do that.
Because...
Give me just a non-combat agility check, and then you can describe how badass it looks. All right. That
with just a 14. It's a basic backflip, no flourish or anything.
But so as the plane comes up and rights itself, you black flip off and land, and then it becomes horizontal again and then lands on the Baxter building right next to you. In that moment, we are going to take a very short break, like 2 minutes, because I have to take a very quick call, and then I'll be right back. Unfortunately, I'm working. So I'll be right back, gentlemen. Welcome back. I wanted to give everybody an opportunity to assess the hilarity of our assault on the Baxter building. I think we're all prepared to see how this shakes out now. So we're back. Sherwood just did a basic backflip off the top of off the nose cone of a jet that was being telekinetically lifted onto the Baxter building, and has landed. Before you, you see flying above you, well, now flying above you, you see an armored Hydra agent. And about 10 spaces away from you, you see what you can only assume is Arnim, Zola, and another armored Hydra agent. Off behind you, where you see the wall of the observatory, you see the Eldritch Knight standing in front of this access panel and you see a couple of looks like Hydra technicians huddled in a corner, terrified, and you believe crying. What would you like to do?
Dear.
I think first things first, I'm gonna basically just try and disappear so they can't see me. I'm just gonna try and use my sneaky trait to find cover.
All right, talk to us about sneaky. Remind us all about sneaky.
So sneaky means they have trouble trying to find me, I think.
All right.
I've got an edge on agility checks when sneaking around, and enemies have trouble on vigilance checks to detect me.
Okay, so this is a pretty wide open rooftop, so the difficulty's a little higher, but go ahead and give me an agility check if you like.
All right, sure. Is it combat or non-combat?
It's non-combat.
Oh my god, my rolling. I'm gonna try and edge that one.
All right. Okay, so that's a 13. So we'll see. So you think, as far as you know, you've scampered off and nobody has seen you. All right, it's back up to the first armored Hydra agent that was flying around, and we're gonna see if he was able to track Sherwood here. So we're gonna give him a vigilance check. Their vigilance is not good. It's not good in all that armor. We'll see how they go. Got a 14, but he has trouble. But I just got to make sure he doesn't have any other edges himself. Any special sensory systems? Doesn't look like it, so we're going to re-roll that 6. Let's see how it goes. Got a 3, so drops it down to an 11. He's scanning around, doesn't seem to see you, so instead, he is going to open fire on the Eldritch Knight.
Just kind of picturing I'm standing really still and hoping I don't notice.
It's like I have become a tree.
It's based on
they're like it's the T-Rex.
So what you see then? You see from where you're hiding. You see this armored Hydra agent scanning around, locks on our friend, the Eldritch Knight, and these energy blasts burst out of his hands to strike out. What is your agility? Oh, he gets an edge on this, by the way, because he's energy blasting. Let's see if that edge will roll this time. Nope. Gets a 6, not a Marvel dice, but still gets a 6. So he gets a 21. Does a 21 hit your agility defense?
Yeah, that's my agility defense is a 16.
Okay, so 6 times 4, 24 plus 6 is 30.
Because I am sturdy too.
That's true. So 6 times 2 is 12, plus 6 is 8, plus his focus that he spent on it.
Make it bigger.
Lost my train of thought. 8, 10, 14, 20 points of damage. Not much.
Oh.
So this energy blast strikes out at the Eldritch Knight. It washes across his armor. Doesn't appear to have done too much, I don't think, to our armored friend.
So I wanted it to be big because I wanted this to be the moment to show off my new power. So I'm just going to take the damage at this point in time because it wasn't big
Okay.
enough. Make it
Wasn't
bigger.
big enough. I'll try. I'll do my best. I mean, it's not my fault that you're a hell of a tank, but
He's egging you on to do more damage to him. I mean,
I'm
come
trying.
on.
I'm trying. I literally, I suck. I don't know what to tell you. So then the armored Hydra agent flies closer to you. So he's flying up in the air now, and he's moving towards the observation or the observatory, taking us back to Kingdom Quake, who has pulled himself out of the sanitary sewer in front of the Baxter building. And what you see is the front entrance to the Baxter building has been completely smashed in. And you can see inside the doors looks like an armored Hydra personnel carrier. Literally looks like it drove into the lobby. So Arnim Zola and his crew on the roof may not be the only people in the Baxter building. What would you like to do, Kingdom Quake?
I'm going to go and try and pick this armored vehicle up, or at least shove it, or like drag it somewhere. Or
where do you want to drag it to? Out of the building?
Or use it
yeah,
as
I
a
just
door.
want to make more of a bigger mess with it. Really, just throw it around just in case anybody's inside.
Okay. Give me a non-combat melee check. Oh, I mean a combat melee check. Sorry.
A combat melee check. Oh dear. My rolling is shocking today. It's because we've mentioned Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay again, isn't it?
It's not just you, Jim. I've been rolling ones and twos.
That's okay, because a 16 is enough. A 16 is enough. You are, because you're so strong, you easily pick up this armored personnel carrier, and you basically bang it up and down through this lobby, freightering the floors of this lobby, tearing up the marble floors, and essentially turning what was once an armored personnel carrier into a giant metallic accordion.
Nice.
You heard no screams from inside, so you can only assume that it was empty.
Yeah, well, they ain't taking it home with them, either, so.
That is a fact.
Yeah.
It does look, but you can see that on the other side of the lobby, it looks like a pair of security doors have been blown out. So you think probably a force has moved deeper into the building.
Yeah, we'll go that way. I'll start running that way.
Okay, so Kingdom Quake moves deeper into the Baxter building. Professor Kronos, you're up. I believe you're still muted.
I'm still muted. I'm not muted now. Okay. It's tricky. I might just teleport inside the building because I can teleport blind now.
That's true. Where do you want to go in the building?
I want to be on the other side of the door that they're trying to get in.
Okay, that's easy. So you what's it look like when Professor Kronos teleports?
So
Remind everybody.
It's still the wavy 1960s bad special effect multicolor thing. And I'm going to teleport to the other side of the door that they're trying to get through.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do everything in my power to make it even harder for them to get in.
Okay. So you get to the you teleport inside, and this amazing observatory, and the equipment in here you don't even recognize. It's clearly of alien design or super science design. But what would you like to do to make it harder for them to get?
Is there anything that looks really big and heavy?
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, there's several power consoles. There appears to be a separate like reserve generator for power. I mean,
so I'm gonna teleport object in front of the door.
Okay, what's
a really heavy thing in front of this door to stop them from getting through?
And describe teleport object. Is there any role required for that? Is there any requirement?
That is a very good question. Let's have a look.
Let's have a look.
Teleport object. Teleportation, duration permanent, cost 10, trigger, nothing, action type standard. Character can teleport along with them. An object within reach as far away as their teleport power normally allows them. The object and things attached inside of it can be up to their rank in size bigger than them. For example, if they are rank 4, the object can be up to 4 sizes bigger than them.
Okay, yeah, you can easily teleport this. It's a giant chiller unit, is what it is, and you figure it's got to weigh several tons, and it just you get that same 60s vibe as this giant chiller unit just disappears and reappears directly pressed up against the doors to the observatory.
I'm assuming it makes a loud bang. As it
Yeah,
does
yeah.
it.
Here's
So Eldritch Knight's standing there like ready guarded. Like, and then he
Yeah,
looks
you hear
around and
this-
is like, Professor, are you inside the building?
Yes!
Right. Do I need to
I'm
stop
guarding
guarding
the door from the inside, old boy.
Well,
The
no,
way is
chap.
shut. It is guarded by a French freezer.
The way is shut. It is made by those who are no, sorry, wrong franchise.
So yeah, you've managed to close off access to the observatory, and this brings us back though to Arnim Zola, and he is growing frustrated with the situation as it is. So first, he's going to see if he noticed our dear friend Sherwood slipping off. He is even less aware than his men, so it's unlikely, but we'll see. Ooh, we got a fantastic success and a 14. So
Unless he has an edge, he does still have trouble on that though.
does have trouble. Double checking. I don't think he's got anything that's going to help him here. No, he does not. So we will re-roll the Marvel die, and we will see what we see.
Roll badly.
Got a 6, so he got a success still. 14 succeeds. Just not a fantastic success. So he did see you slink off. And he is going
stand perfectly still as he probably was.
You see his torso shift around, kind of, and you see now his chest is this horrible, distorted face with these mad eyes and this giant nose, and he's looking out at you, and you see that he's looking right at you, and you feel this stabbing pain in your mind. What is your logic defense?
I've got the thing that lets me use my ego for that.
What is your... Okay.
No, not that. I don't know. My stats appear to be wrong, and my ego has. I did have some in ego, but apparently I don't anymore. 10 now. It was higher than that, but.
Do you remember what it was?
11 or 12. It wasn't going to be a lot.
We're going to go with 12 because I know it was higher than 10. So I'm not going to nerf my players just because Roll20 is having a coronary. Gets a 14 though, so he does have an edge on this. So I'm going to try to re-roll that Marvel die and see if we can do something truly horrible. Gets a 6, so not truly horrible, but more horrible. So do you have any damage reduction against mental abilities? I don't think so.
No.
Okay, so 36 plus 6, 42 points of focus damage.
Okay.
So how's your... Oh, you got tons of focus. You're fine. But you feel this
How much?
horrible pain. 42. Answer. The answer should knock you right out of the game, but we're just going to go with 42. You feel this absolute pain shredding through your mind. It's like every horrible thing that's happened to you in your life, both physical, mental, and emotional, happening to you all at once in a single moment, flashing through your mind, frying your neurons. But it's not enough to completely take you out. But you do hear, kind of as an after effect, that cackling in the back of your mind. And you see Arnim Zola move back, so he's got cover behind his armored Hydra agent bodyguard. I don't believe he's got any reactions he's going to want to take at this moment. Come on, Roll20. Work with me. Nope. So that brings us back around to the Eldridge Knight, who is now guarding a very well sealed door.
Well, now
You
he knows
sit.
it's solid. So how is the armored agent between Zola and the archer, or Zola and me?
So there are two armored Hydra agents. One is between you and Zola, and one
He's
is
in
between
the sky, isn't he? The one's in between.
the one between you and Sherwood's in the sky. The one between Sherwood and Zola is in the sky. The one between you and Zola is on the ground.
I mean, are they fast enough to stop me from running past them?
I don't know. Give it a shot.
Okay, well, the Eldritch Knight is going to make pace. I mean, he's probably using his bulk rather than anything, so he's going to try and avoid running directly into him so he can get stopped. He's going to go around, but he's not using agility because that's not something he has. He's probably more likely using either melee skills to get around or probably resilience to just push through if the guy tries to stop him.
Okay.
It's an American football block, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, essentially, I'm making the move to get around him. He may, I don't know if he has reactions to trying to move while I'm moving. I'm trying to avoid him as best I can. I'm sure I've got enough movement to get around.
You're trying to sack the quarterback.
Yeah, basically. I've just seen the archer be like, oh no, my head.
It's probably more. I say.
I say.
I'm speaking German in my head. Oh, it's so painful.
Okay, so as you use your movement action to run by, he does whip around and open fire on you as you enter into his kill zone.
Right here.
Using the reaction kill zone.
Oh, bother.
Okay, Roll20. Just work with me on this one.
I've totally been forgetting my healing factor. When does it do it? At the end of my turn. I shall make sure I put my healing factor back in.
All right, that's not working at all at the moment. Hold on. Try to reopen his character sheet. Do apologize for the technical difficulties with our VTT today, but yes, it's now not opening at all. So
that means he's officially not allowed to attack me.
that's not 100% accurate.
Worth a try.
I will roll 3d6. I know the pages aren't responding. You don't have to tell me. Okay. Let's roll 3d6 and see what we get here. 2, a 1, and a 2. So he does have an edge on this, but even if he gets I got the Marvel die. What am I thinking? So that's actually pretty good. So I'll take the edge and re-roll one of those 2s. I get a 1, so it's 2, 8, 10. 10 is not enough, I'm assuming, to hit your agility defense.
It is
well,
not.
what's
I am
this?
16, but he would have agility.
+1. Yeah, he's only got +1, so it's not enough. So you're able to slide by him as he opens fire behind you, but is not able to make contact with you.
And rolling up, here comes Focused Fury. So I'm going to spend, first off, I'm going to spend 5 points of focus on combat trickery for an instant marble dice. So that's
I like
5
it.
down. I'm now using one of my new powers, ladies and gentlemen, for Focused Fury, which is I spend a load of focus points and I get 1 point of melee damage additional for every 2 points of focus I spend. Is there a limit how much focus I can spend?
There is a limit. There is a limit.
It doesn't say in the power, but I figured there had to be a limit somewhere.
And I got
crazy.
I don't know why they didn't put it there.
Is it 5 times my level? Is that what it is?
I think it is 5
that
times your
sounds like
level,
something we've said before.
which would be 20 at this point. No, you're
15.
right. 3. Sorry, 15. Yep, that's right. 5 times your level.
Yeah. So I'm going to then spend another 15 to do that. And then we will roll to see if we hit him. Melee attack. I've got 2 edges on this if I want it. I'm assuming 19 hits already.
A 19 will hit.
So I'm going to just try and edge that Marvel. See if we can... Yeah, and there's the... I already get an automatic Marvel. Why am I edging it? So I get an automatic Marvel, which means that's 6. So that is... So 6 times 5 is 30, plus 6 is 36, plus an additional... So I've spent 15 focus points, which is another 2 points for another point of damage for every 2 points spent. So that's 14. So another 7 points of damage. So that's 36, 40. Help me out here, brain. Come on, 43. Doubled. That's 86 damage.
So what's it look like when you take out this armored Hydra agent?
No, it's not the armored agent.
I mean, Arnim Zola.
I think he's going to just drive the blade through the screen, because that seems to be, like, at least as the Eldritch Knight understands, that's somebody's face. He doesn't know how to deal with technology. He didn't get the download in his brain. He's still back in 1945 or whatever it was when he left. So he's just going to, like, kind of, as he's kind of skipped around the Hydra Knight, he's going to kind of use the sort of the slope of the observatory to go up and then come back down, because he obviously Zola was looking up at the archer at Sherwood. He's going to go up onto the slope and then come back down and drive the blade just through the screen. And then if he's dead, he's going to kick him over the edge.
I like, and what happens is, so the blade goes through, you hear this sizzling pop, but in your mind, it's almost like you feel somebody caressing the side of your face, and you just hear this, "Good shot. I'll be seeing you very soon, my new friend." And then you feel the mind drift off, and the body goes inert.
Kicks the body over the edge.
You see the body go sailing over the edge, and then you hear crackling over the box. Arnim's left his body. Pull back, abort from the roof, assault. And you see the one armored knight who is flying just flies further away, and the other one that you ran past is beginning to withdraw as well. You can attempt to stop Lodestar if you'd like. You're next up.
Yeah, I think I would like, actually. I think we shall give him I think we'll give him a telekinetic grab, shall we?
I like it. Talk to us about telekinetic grab.
Well, it seems to be like a wrestling move of the mind, where you reach out with your telekinetic powers and attempt to pin certainly grab the foe and attempt to pin them. I think it also can lead on to other things, maybe if you had the right powers, but I've only got the grab at the moment, so I'm thinking of grabbing him and pulling him to the ground and then switching his armor off.
Okay, so with your action, it's a logic attack against his melee defense, and his character sheet did finally open, so make your roll.
Okay, so I've rolled 19.
19 will do it. Definitely do it. His defense is 12. So you grab him using your mind, the powers of your mind. You grasp him in this telekinetic clamp, and you hold him tight. And then you want to use your movement action to pull him to the ground?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. I think that's what we shall do.
All right. And you've got him held in place. You did not get a fantastic success, so he's not pinned, but he is grabbed. So he would have to make a successful melee check to break free.
Yeah.
Do you have any reactions you want to take at the moment?
No, I've got nothing that I can really do with it at the moment. I've just basically reached out and grabbed him with my mind. It's like these invisible tentacles holding him in place, or attempting to hold him in place. Not yet, maybe, but
I like it. So Sherwood, you see this one armored Hydra agent fly off start to fly away into the sky. You see another was starting to move, but it's been pulled back down to the roof. You can only assume that this is by Lodestar. What would you like to do?
So the one that's actually flying off, I'm going to shoot him.
I like it.
Because screw him and everything he stands for.
I hear you. I respect that.
Yeah, I will try and snipe him out of the air. One. Will a 19 hit him?
A 19 will do it. 19 will definitely do it.
I'll see if I can I've got 2 edges, so I may as well try and get a marvel. Yeah, marvel.
All right, Marvel. So that is double. Is that your accurate damage down there? 25?
It's tripled. Because
Tripled.
I sniped.
I like
Right
it.
on.
So 75 points of damage. So your arrow flies in, gets between a joint, and you hear this horrible mechanical and electrical cacophony coming out of his armor, and his jets start to sputter, but he still is flying away, just not very well. And he's definitely favoring the wounded in his back. He's got one hand back on the arrow, and he looks pretty beat up, but he's still able to function in his suit at the moment. Do you have a reaction or a move action you'd like to take?
Well, I guess my move action is just going to be casually walk towards the door.
I like it. I like it. So as the one Hydra agent starts to sputter away, it is his turn. He is not going to engage. He takes his standard action and his move action to move farther away and basically removes himself from combat, bringing us to Kingdom Quake down in the bowels of the Baxter building. What would you like to do, sir?
I'm running through the Baxter building looking for any sort of person that I can aid with traveling through a brick wall or something.
All right, give me a vigilance check. Difficulty 13.
Vigilance, you say?
Oh, nice. 16. So as you're running through, you see you get ready to go right through a wall, and then you see it looks like a set of a maintenance stairwell. The door has been forced open. And you can hear activity below you. So somewhere in one of the sub basements.
Okay, yeah, we'll go down.
All right, so Kingdom Quake begins to circle down the stairwell. Do you use your comms to let anybody know, or?
Yeah, I'm going down into the depths. Can hear some people down here.
And as Kingdom Quake moves deeper into the sub basements of the Baxter building, that brings us around to Professor Kronos.
So what's in this kind of lab area?
It looks to be an incredibly high-tech observatory. It looks like they've been studying not only the heavenly bodies, but you see some trans-dimensional filters. So there looks like they're probably able to look into the negative zone and perhaps other alternate or other trans-dimensional spaces. But it just looks basically like an amazingly high-tech observatory for study of cosmic bodies.
Is there anything here on how they are able to travel between the two worlds so easily? Like, are the worlds closer together within like the parallel dimensions? Is it something to do with the rifts? Is there anything? Do they have any data on that?
So this is the Fantastic Four's Baxter building. They might. You could definitely try to access the command console and see if they've been able to pull up any information. Now, as far as you know, the Fantastic Four has not been in residence since these incursions started, but they may have some general information on transdimensional travel. So you could go ahead and give me a logic check to see if you can access the information in their databases.
Logic.
21. All right. So you're able to get into their computer systems fairly easily because you have been added with access to the Baxter building as basically ancillary members of the Fantastic Four's corporation. And the information you're able to pull from their databases relatively quickly. They haven't been specifically studying traveling between multiversal Earths, but were able to pull up some information about basic transdimensional travel, and you're able to determine that a stable portal, if you want any kind of long-term transportation, a stable portal has to be manufactured, and it requires an ungodly amount of energy. So on one side of the portal or the other, there has to be some sort of amazing power plant that's powering the portal.
Can I set the computer to, I assume maybe this thing is linked into some sort of satellite system, just to rule out that the power supply is not on our side and it's on their side? Is there any way to kind of scan for some major power anomaly?
Power spikes? Absolutely. So you start setting up, essentially commanding this computer to do this, and we'll come back to you in a moment as you're setting that up. Arnim Zola has left this body, so we don't need to worry about him anymore. The Eldritch Knight, as you pull the blade out of Arnim Zola, you see a small silver robot uncloak and approach you. Oh, thank goodness! You've arrived to save Herbie! Great, I have scanned you, and you are members of the Fantastic Four's Corporation Pendragon, Operation Pendragon. Greetings! Hostile enemies have been neutralized on the roof. Thank you for saving me. You have been fully added to the biometric database of the Baxter building, but emergency, security systems are offline. The building's artificial intelligence has been emergency. You must help. Secondary forces have penetrated the ground level and have entered the sub-basement sections. Vault under attack. Query. Can you assist?
Certainly. What's the fastest way down?
I have an idea. And he takes you, he floats over to the elevator shaft, and and it opens, and he goes, "Power is offline. I am rebooting security systems. The fastest way down is the elevator shaft."
How far down is this basement?
We are in sub-basement 10 is where the vault is. So 50 floors beneath us.
Eldritch Knight's doing some quick math to see how far he can fall without dying.
And then Herbie points over, and you see ladder systems off to the side, because,
are there like
required.
things that I could jump between to get down quite quickly?
You mean parkour your way down?
Yeah.
I would, of course, say yes, because that sounds amazing.
I mean, a ladder sounds like it's going to take a while, so I just thought
It could take a while. Of course, people have, if you could jump or fly. So at the moment, we've got Professor Kronos doing some queries of the computer system. We've got the Eldritch Knight and Sherwood standing next to Herbie outside of the express elevator to Hell, or as we call Hell, sub-basement 10, and whatever's going on down there. And we've got Kingdom Quake, who is almost sub-basement 10 himself as he runs down the maintenance stairs. And that is where we are going to end tonight's session, because I don't want to get into the next big area while it is so late in the United Kingdoms and yet still so early here in San Diego. So please, everyone, join us again next week as we continue our assault on the Baxter building in an attempt to secure it from the evil machinations of Hydra's supremacy from Earth 56438. And we'll see who gets there first, Kingdom Quake or a parkour/falling Sherwood. Based on what we've seen today, falling is likely to happen. And I'm going to keep up. It's the new black. I mean, you guys fell like badasses today. And hopefully, Roll20 will be a little bit more cooperative with us. Like I said, we're beginning this arc is the last arc of season 1 of the Marvel Multiverse. Before we take a little break, and then we'll come back and we'll finish the Cataclysm of Kang a little later in the year. A little bit more what's going on. There will not be any heroic deeds tomorrow because Pete is out of town. So I strongly recommend that you go over to YouTube and you check out some of the older episodes because they're amazing. And if you haven't looked at the Kickstarter page yet, you're doing yourself a disservice. Go check out Pete's Kickstarter of heroic deeds right now. I think you've still got 8 days left, or maybe 7 days at this point. It's already funded, so if you're worried about that, don't worry about it. It is happening. It's beautiful. It's an incredible game. So check it out. He's got a specific Discord chat set up, so you can go in there and ask him questions. You can take a look at some of his World Mountain information, the incredible setting that's associated with it. So definitely do all of that. Then I think you should stick around and come back here next Tuesday because I believe Millie will be continuing with her amazing Coriolis campaign, and that's something else that should not be missed. If you'd like to see some heroic deeds while Pete is out, you can come over to the Lollygaggers because we're going to be doing some of that. In fact, let me run through their schedule real quick for you. So if you're in America, then it's going to be normal time. It's going to be 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're in Europe watching this right now, unless you're Catherine, you know who you are. You probably will have to check it out on YouTube. But tomorrow night will be the finale of Werewolf 5e. Our entire pack is likely going to die, and that's what should happen in a World of Darkness game. If you're jonesing for some more Warhammer, you can join me back in the DM seat on Friday. I'm running Cubicle 7's Wrath and Glory, Litanies of the Lost, getting started in the Dark Biddings adventure, so that should be fun. Then on Saturday, if you got the hankering for it during the day, so you guys in Europe could watch. Jeff is running some more Call of Cthulhu, his Eternal Lies. Monday, they'll be back to Fragged Empire. Again, very, very early or very, very late for you guys, depending on how you look at it. But what I was trying to get at in the beginning before I started this long diatribe is come back on Tuesday, and you will see me running some heroic deeds at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I pale in comparison to Pete's ability to run this game and the story that he's telling with the Red Hand of Doom, but we're having a little bit of fun in the village of Hamlet. We're giving the rules a stress test and we're enjoying it. So check it out or check it out on YouTube and definitely back the Kickstarter. That is literally all that I have to say. So I am going to let Millie walk us out of here as I say good night to everybody and join us next week once again in the Marvel Multiverse. Good night.